of counterpicked, right? They picked the Legion, because that's just the counter pick that we've seen a lot of times versus Brood. You can remove the Bola, your Q versus the Spiders are going to wipe it. And then also there's a Naga Siren. We've seen Tundra do that time and time again versus the opening of the Brood, even first 2 picking Naga versus it. So yeah, let's see if the answers are there and let's see if they will work. This early ward getting placed was pinged immediately.
And you can see the early tip that went on there. The stars of the show here, and obviously bringing Quinn in changed things up a lot for Gaimin Gladiators. Let's hear from Celery here to talk about their thoughts coming into the beginning of the season.
Compared to the last season, in terms of strategy and how we're preparing for things, we're also doing it a bit differently, where we have a lot more input from the players this time around. We just want to do it a bit more like, I don't know if you can call it the OG model, but we're just following the players a lot more. And if someone feels very good on something, we will go off the flow more. So in a way, I think our game should be even more fun to watch. I think we already played pretty exciting last time. It should be a lot more fun now.
A lot more fun, and Quinn definitely on a hero that he likes on this Lesh.
Yeah, and one that maybe is the one to look at for that early game that's important, right, as we were mentioning. So let's see how he's able to do it. It's one of his most comfortable heroes. We see early, I believe Boxy did the trick that we've been seeing a lot. Most players have been doing it for some time. Buy boots, quickly run, sell them, place ward. So we see scouting lanes. I know Gaimin Gladiators has been a team to constantly switch up lanes, try to get these lane matchups and stuff like that, run aggro tri-lanes perhaps. So I think that's probably the purpose of this, to be able to scout if there's going to be any type of swaps. And here we go. Let's see what we got. Up top we see Quelling Blade boots on Rubik, Quelling Blade on Magnus, no trees allowed. There's going to be a lot of Quelling Blades. They're playing versus Treant and Hoodwink in the side lane, so Quelling Blade is going to be high value in those side lanes.
Well, and the match that I'm sure everybody here is going to be wanting to watch is this Nisha Invoker facing off against Quinn on his Lesh. 2 of the best players out of this region right now. I'm not sure what the ranks are right now between them, but they're pretty freaking high up there, and 2 of the players that will really set the tempo for this one.
Yeah, always super fun to watch both of these when they're playing. Both these players when they're playing signature heroes like this, and I'm always excited to watch Invoker because it's my favorite hero, of course. But Nisha on the Invoker has just carried games single-handedly. We even saw him do it for Secret, I believe, at TI.
Getting those denies there on the range creep up on the high ground, and another one. Nisha definitely winning these first 2 waves, 3-0 versus 5-2, but getting a little bit more of the trade there. Always interesting to watch how these things work out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to be staring at mid, so keep an eye on these health bars for the other lanes, because this is the lane to watch. Super exciting stuff is Exort versus the Lesh. He should have good base damage, and he should be able to CS nicely with Forge Spirits, but most importantly, rune control, right? So he's going to be able to send a Forge Spirit to take 1 water rune while going with his body to the other one to perhaps try to slow down Quinn's start.
See if they can keep that momentum going, and of course the control over that might mean that they don't even have to bring supports to the sides and you just end up with a straight up 2v2, which is something we don't get to see that often.
That's true. Yeah, we're already going to see the Forge Spirit going toward the top rune. Quinn, is he going to make it in time? He will. So he's going to actually be able to get that water rune fill up. So nicely done there from Quinn going early. Knowing the matchup.
All that's happening. Boxy gets this pull back behind the tower.
Ooh,
just pulled it along the side of the lane. Didn't even go for pulling it behind the tower there. So does get one of the range creeps into tower range. A little unfortunate there, but well played by Celery to mess with them.
Zai's like missing 0 last hits down here so far, it looks like. You see 2 on the Hoodwink, 12 on the Brood, and there's 2 creeps left. That's literally Insania. He gets caught.
Pulled back under, and an easy kill there for Ace. Brings him back in for the finish.
Nicely done. Repositioning lane, we have the lift, we have the skewer, probably the lane to watch for the kills, but I'm going to still be staring at mid anyway, because it's
what are you seeing? What's going on here?
I mean, it's just them trading back and forth a little bit. It's very even, but I think the important thing was that Quinn got to fill up the bottle.
Right.
So
getting there in that recovery, certainly important here. And you
Again,
can see another one pulling Mickey back in, although did have some stick charges, trying to stay alive. Ace does dodge the damage, and that sets him up for enough regen. And well, in 5 seconds, he's going to have a Boundless Strike back up again, which he can regen off of. Well played by Mickey.
Yeah, a little mischief play, having the armor too from Insania helping out. Yeah, he'll be relatively healthy as bottom though. Ooh. Pressure everywhere. These side lanes, super active.
That's right, getting some early kills going on there. So Duraccio playing the sort of answer in a lot of ways to that Brood later on. But you're seeing the amount of damage that can be put on early here, actually.
Yeah, they're doing amazing down here, honestly. Zai has, like we were saying, literally missed like 0 creeps. Same thing for Boxy, he has 5 CS. Celery with the death will fill up the bottom mid and maybe even camp a rune for a second here. So let's see if Nisha is going to be able to deny that one else, or if Queen's just going to get another fill up.
Doing a good job of keeping this creep wave on his hill too. Just gonna give him that slight little bit of advantage in trying to trade. Dyrachyo throws out some more of these illusions. Zai eating through them and getting some good damage onto Dyrachyo too.
Dyrachyo's a little bit low, has to be careful. He always has the bailout, of course, of Celery, but if they get double stunned, then they perhaps can't actually get the save. Oh, so yeah, like I said, Quelling Blades to watch.
Right.
To be able to watch to see if they catch those stuns. And Quinn will get the fill up again, by the way. So he got top rune. Nisha was a little late, or Quinn was a little early on checking the rune. Those benefit him.
Yeah, it's the timeout there on the Forged Spirits too, and so far, across most of the lanes, things looking pretty good, with the exception, notably, up top of Mickey, who's kind of been getting a little bit of pressure onto him after that early pullback. Does get a pull from here on Insania, and that's going to even things out a little bit more.
That's going to reset lane positioning. He got a stack pull with the Ghost, so whole creep was actually denied. That's exactly what they want to be doing up here on Liquid. They don't want to be playing near that tower anymore. Don't want to be getting skewered under, especially with Arcane Boots already done on Ace.
Yeah, it's a great start.
Yeah, and now they're going to pull the lane back too, though. So you see up top, Ace is dragging the creep wave. He's probably going to meet behind tower, so they can reset lane positioning themselves again to probably be able to get those skewers and lifts under tower.
Dyrachyo gets some good damage out with Celery onto Zai.
Big nuke.
Forces him back again. And you can see Boxy just all stats there, as well as a Blightstone, trying to do what damage he can.
Yeah, in this, we saw him the other day go for the 2 points in Acorn. When you're playing versus Naga Siren, you want to go for 2 points in Bushwhack early so you can help clear out those illusions.
You know, I'm already very encouraged by this, because I was worried that this game was just going to be like a rollover, and seeing out of the laning stage things looking very even across the board, giving me some hope that we're going to get some mileage out of this one.
Yeah, some nice strong lanes that they've set themselves up on the side of Gaimin Gladiators versus the dominant Liquid so far.
Right, I mean, you saw the sportsbet.io odds at the beginning of it. Definitely favored for Liquid.
Look at mid here. Tofu, he's waiting. Power Rune is up in 4 seconds. They want to get Nisha.
But Tree, he walks right by. Does he spot him there?
He does. He sees him.
Tofu in a bit too far. It is going to be a haste, though, so that will be a refill for Quinn. And with level 6 up and online,
Well, that's a big one.
can they get a kill here onto Insania even? And in fact, it looks like they will. Quinn there for the rundown, looks for the stun, misses it. Insania does a good job dodging that, and Quinn can't find the finish.
Rare miss, but a cheeky little dodge there from Insania. That's a guaranteed kill if he does land that stun. Doesn't pop the haste either. He actually saves it to potentially maybe save himself for later. Kind of cool.
Keeping those resources in hand.
Yeah, he's like, it's a 5 position. I'm not popping haste for a 5. I want a bigger kill, so I can understand why Quinn would probably want to do that. Because he can look to free move on either of the side lanes, probably. More so on bottom, if he'd like to make a rotation with that haste turn. So we'll see what Quinn decides to do.
And already, again, trading Zai. They're looking for a big overwhelming odds there, but it's just going to be a bushwhack, and Celery goes down. Boxy with the snipe.
He got the bounce back, the Acorn.
Oh, in trouble up top. Gets skewered back in again, but with the tree armor there again and Mischief ready.
And Quinn is back at base, so he might TP gank here with this haste rune. At the same time, though, Nisha is trying to pressure mid to force a reaction back, so Quinn can't actually gank side lanes. He's going to have to go back to that mid lane.
I mean, you look at this, and the sort of difference between top net worth and bottom is not all that significant right now, as Nisha does a really good job of disrupting Quinn, throwing that little bit of cold snap onto him and keeping him back.
And he's got Midas now finished up, so Nisha, amazing timing is going to be out for this Midas. 7 minutes and 40 seconds or so.
This is going to be a rotation top that heads right under a ward. And Quinn stacking, or just clearing through the camps, actually.
Dyrachyo now, maybe in some trouble.
Does cut one tree, but there's another one there. Dyrachyo needs to get out of here. Where's the save? Moving into position for Celery, and there's the press the attack to walk out of there. Boxy still chasing 3 seconds on Bushwhack again, and thought about going for it, but doesn't decide to make the move.
Sick play from Boxy. Drops the Acorn shot, it gets cut, but he pops a branch as well, too. So he ensures that that Bushwhack catches. I love seeing players using the branches for Bushwhacks as well, too. I think it's always going to catch people off guard, so nicely done. Nisha gives vision for his Midas, and we'll get it on a big creep. About to be level 8, so double Forge Spirit's about to be online. Gonna be hard for Quinn to really take advantage of pushing out mid, and yeah, Lesh is a hero that can definitely suffer versus these double Forge Spirits. The high physical damage, the minus armor as well, too, that can come out. Could be problematic, so maybe a bit of scare for Gaimin Gladiators to go aggressive in these next few moments.
Yeah, it's interesting because a couple of those moves that they've
Celery.
made haven't really worked out, and Celery is just kind of in no man's land here. It's the overwhelming odds to try and get some extra distance, but the Bushwhack is there. He just took a walk to death.
I think he was trying to drag off of the tower so they don't pressure as long, but yeah, ends up paying with his life because of it. And Dyrachyo maybe also now has to try to go toward the bot lane to stop the push, but pressure on multiple fronts here from Liquid.
Yeah, they are really turning it up. I mean, look at Zai, 4,500 net worth right now as Dyrachyo is again going to be caught by Boxy, who just scurries away. Doesn't even go that far. He's just standing right next to him, gets the last hit.
He's being so pesky on this hoodwink. And mid, look, Nisha, he's able to just hold his ground because this double Forge Spirit. They can't actually bully him whatsoever with Quinn.
I mean, they are still getting the farm on these cores, but we're seeing this early power coming from Liquid, and at least for the moment, Gaming don't really have a great answer to it.
No, they're zoned off of bottom. So their Legion answer to the Brood, that Naga answer at the moment, it's not working. Usually we see it, I mean, Tundra is usually very good about being able to hold this tower as long as possible versus Brood because of these heroes, or these kind of heroes like Naga. Usually they don't do the Legion, of course, but yeah, right now, Liquid know exactly how to play versus this. Is top 3 net worth because of that tower kill.
You can see Zai doing a good job of microing these spiders back, not going to get him caught there.
What, Nisha? Doesn't get the Arcane Rune. Gets denied in his face. And now, we've seen this a lot from Liquid. I know T just made a little bit of a segment on it, but the way that they distribute their farm, Mickey now goes jungle, Insania takes the top lane to be able to get some type of farm. Sure, he's not playing Rubik this time, but either way, very important to make sure that he keeps up and gets those levels.
Yeah.
Very good at maximizing and being efficient, this team.
You can see doing a little bit of a similar thing there with Tofu trying to catch back up slightly as Celery runs into Boxy and Sunstrike. He just walks away, but Boxy's there for the finish.
And Boxy gets last hit, so he's actually about to have Arcane Boots finished up for him too to continue his pressure on the map. Tons of burst damage. Nisha even putting another point in Exort, not getting that level 9 Wex that you see quite often.
It does just feel like they're coming online that much more quickly as Ace there spots Insania, but you can't chase him through the trees. I'm not really sure what the point is that Gaimin Gladiators start to make some solid moves together. They're going to try and make something happen up top here. Do have the mechanism done on Ace as well as a catapult wave. And
Edict is back up in 5. I think Liquid's going to give this one up.
Okay. Feels to be a good move for Gaimin Gladiators now, as they will claim that tier 1 tower. And on the side of Liquid, just trying to set up, it looks like, for potentially more aggression.
Potentially for mid tower, yeah. Tofu has to be cautious how he steps up.
Dyrachyo's illusions go through, spot Boxy, and
Spiders and Forge Spirits
that
on the
is
tower.
so much damage immediately claiming through them. Shockwave goes out, doesn't take out that many spiders, but you can see the Forge Spirit staying alive that long. Tower's almost dead.
They're forcing so many reactions. Now they do have the max Empower. Naga Siren, not really the best target, of course, to have the Empower. Not only do you show which one is the real Naga, but also not really the, you usually want to be getting like these like super, these jugs, these trolls or something like that. Not an illusion hero to be empowered, so. Does have to be cautious when he shows up to fights. If he has Empowered, they'll be like, that's the real Dyrachyo, so have to watch out for that.
Dude, I'm waiting for the bait play where they empower an illusion, drop everything on him. There we go.
That'd be pretty sick. And now Nisha has Boots of Travel, and he's now gotten Wex. So if there is illusions and stuff to come to his lane too, he has answers. He can just drop a Meteor on them, Deafening Blast, etc. So Liquid, 2K lead, but it's starting to feel pretty good for them. For like how does Gaimin Gladiators really make moves on the map? It feels difficult for them.
Yeah, it's really tough. They made a go there onto Tofu. Kind of interesting. He was able to steal Sunstrike.
Ooh, that's okay. That could maybe open up opportunities to get some kills, but right now, yeah, Liquid kind of dominating the map, getting so much information and just free farming right now. So Gladiators, tough for them to make any moves for now.
Very much a sit back, farm up type of game, but you can see Liquid with the sort of pressure that's being mounted as Boxy just comes in, cuts off that smoke. It's so much extra room on the map for Liquid right now because Zai takes over this whole jungle.
Yeah, and his itemization, he's going to just go for Pipe, so he's going to fully counteract the Lash, the early game that Gaimin Gladiators is perhaps relying on. But now Zai, he's staying a bit too far up. They actually get the catch on him.
Looks for it. They have it. The lift, the stun, the duel, and the Sunstrike. That's going to be enough.
And he got Spiders now, too. All right. Pretty big steals from Tofu.
He has really been one of the standout players for this team, it's felt like, at various points. Dyrachyo gets the cut. Well played, but all of that movement down bottom did mean they lost their mid tower on Gaimin.
Yeah. Nice aggressive move. Yeah, Tofu, he's been a standout for like a year and a half with this team. Like, every game, I feel like he always does have a pretty impactful start, be it just movement, be it scouting things out, or just being the aggressor. Is now top. Uh-oh.
Do they decide to use RP for this one? He's got mech, but Ace, nah, he's just gonna get brought down there. So a solid move, and Nisha showing off those newly minted boots of travel.
Level 11 compared to Quinn. Quinn's actually not too far behind. He's 10.5, so he's keeping up decently.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the separation between the cores. All three of Liquid very much feeling on top as Quinn's going to move on in, and oh my god, that distance!
Nice little vacuum bushwhack, as we like to call it.
Yeah, didn't even matter. But what I was saying is, like, they're very much on top right now on Liquid.
Yeah.
But it's not to that same extent of, like, a full item yet, it feels like. I'm not sure when it is that it, you know, on Gaimin Gladiators, they're going to feel comfortable fighting, but feels like at some point they're going to need to make something happen.
I think probably the blink on the mag is going to be what opens up, because besides that, they need to have some like really good spell steal on Tofu that probably lets them just make these early aggressive moves. While on Liquid, I think it's go time. You know, you're playing versus Naga Siren, you have a Monkey King who has Maelstrom, you can play super aggressive. You can even start hunting this Naga too, as Deraccio.
Does she manage to sing in time? Not gonna happen. Nisha gets the last hit with the Invoker.
Oof. That's the dream for these Invokers. Level 12 now gets pushed up with that, and also has a Blink Dagger, so can continue to play aggressive on the map. Liquid slowing down this Gaimin Gladiators draft decently here.
Didn't manage to get the deny there on that bounty rune from the spiders coming from Rubik.
Hey, look at the scouting of the map. We have spiders on one side and spiders on the other. They've turned against her.
That's right. How dare you use these?
My babies.
Celery? Oh, take
Big
that. That's a nice little ejection of gold there. I want to see what Celery decides to do. It looks like he's queuing up the Force Staff after the Arcanes. So has gotten some amount of farm by just sort of holding on to that bottom lane.
Yeah, there's not too much variety I feel like you can actually go for with this. Ooh, big shot there as Deraccio, low HP. Another round of it, and he could actually get brought down. There's going to be a Sunstrike soon.
Deraccio really needs to be careful, but takes care of that ward first.
Okay. Bottom. There's the Boots of Travels in. Zai, he's on Celery.
Trying to run, trying to hide, to have the TP in, and the quick finish. Now, there is a smoke gank heading down this way.
Do they have the blink? They do. Eyes on Ace. What can he find?
Quinn is there. Now, Mickey, he's up in a tree, hiding away, and the spiders, again, they scouted him out. So they see that Quinn's over here. They don't know about the other two. And it looks like they're just going to have to back away.
Liquid's got numbers here. Gaimin Gladiators has to be careful walking in. All 5 heroes. Liquid is so prepared.
Oh, Ace, he's just on the other side. They have this great ward in the area. They're going to break it. Tries to make a move on Zai. Not going to be able to connect onto him. And Ace, that is not the Blink Dagger reveal he wanted, is going to be brought down. The rest of Gaimin Gladiators have to run away. Celery, eyes on him. Tofu nearby. The overwhelming odds.
The pipe. It doesn't even kill the spiders.
They couldn't bring him down. Now Tofu tries to escape, but to no avail. They bring down the Rubik, 9-2 in a 4K gold lead.
What a read. Like you said, they saw Quinn. They're like, Quinn is the one that they have to have the Quinn to be able to do the damage with the RP. So they know as soon as Quinn is there, that's likely where the move is going to be happening. They just bring 5 and they just smash it. And now Tier 2 Tower perhaps is in trouble too. Liquid, really hot rotations.
Yeah. Clutch plays coming out, doing everything that they need to in this game.
Tower's dying so fast. His max Exort Alacrity. Yeah, she's dead.
Nisha going into the BKB after the Midas and the bots has gotten everything that he wants pretty much so far out of mid. Top net worth in this game. Zai right behind him. All of the cores having a really good one.
Yeah, level 13. I mean, this Invoker's damage is going to be crazy. And it's tough for them. You're starting to feel that bit of pressure here for Gaimin Gladiators. Maybe
Ace.
Desperation to find kills.
They need to bring this guy down. The stun is there. It takes out the tree after the long break. And, well, Tofu, even when he's not playing Hoodwink, gets the bushwhack.
Okay, but it's an RP use. They have to get something big out of this.
Yeah, what can they get? Move towards mid-tier 1 tower. Liquid, they don't want to give this up if they don't have to.
They're all here. Boxy waiting in the tree line.
The area,
Whoop.
runs right into him. Hello, friend. How are you?
Catch.
Lift back, and now Boxy in some trouble. He's going to get stunned and killed. Gaimin Gladiators string together 2 couple of kills that are pretty important here, but I don't know if they still feel comfortable going for the tower.
Without RP, it feels like if they even go for a fight, they might just get wiped here. So I think they're probably just going to look to back up and continue farming. So Liquid, they do lose a couple heroes. And Gaimin Gladiators get some nice space for the Naga Siren, which is probably pretty important for Duraccio, it feels like.
Yeah, you can see now those couple of kills, they've at the very least forced some rotations, given more of the map up for him, and then of course, you know, getting the gold from the kills as well certainly helps those other cores. Quinn back into this one, and only 1,000 gold or so behind the Invoker.
Liquid looking to punish since RP's still on cooldown, trying to get a grab. They smoke in the mid lane. Boxy.
45 seconds for Ace, but this ward scouted, misses the bushwhack. Sends in a lot of spiders onto Tofu, trying to kill him off. Misses on that bushwhack too, but the control is there. Quinn, let's have the Bloodstone, but it's not going to be enough. Didn't even pop it.
A little bit of a wasted overgrowth there from Insania. Could maybe get stolen too. Okay, he popped living armor. Just waiting for it. Instant smoke again. They want to play fast. Still trying to take advantage of RP being down for 15 more seconds.
Okay, right in on him. And you can see the movement over. Duraccio does scout all of these heroes, and Ace needs to be careful. They have the meteor drop down the mech to the side. Ace, they have the Song of the Siren. 1 second until RP, but they don't have their Leshrac.
Duraccio.
They're just going all in on him. Duraccio in trouble, pops the Manta, tries to get away. This was never going to work.
Oh man, tries to bail out the mag. 1 second left on RP and then just gets surrounded. Keeps his hero too close to everybody on the side of Liquid.
I wonder if he didn't have enough mana to TP or what that was that ended up happening, but regardless, a big window, and Liquid immediately want to take advantage, head into the pit.
Nope, they should be able to clear it. RP's up, but Naga Siren dead for 25 seconds. Quinn, pretty squishy still at this point too. Sure, he has Bloodstone, but it's an overwhelming amount of damage that Liquid has. He can't walk in.
Yeah.
Liquid, yep, with the alacrity, should be able to finish it, but Gaming's gonna go for it.
Oh, a big moment here, Quinn.
Let's see if they get the RP.
Can they find it? Ace, there's no vision over to the side. They find Boxy right at the start, looks for the big jump in, but he gets stunned. He gets controlled. Ace, he gets the RP, but it's gonna come too late. They only bring down the Hoodwink, and oh, that was so close to being so much better.
Quick fingers, Nisha gets the cold snap almost immediately on the blink in, and yeah, now RP is down. Can't actually get a benefit. Can't get the steal. Did he get? No, he didn't even get last hit, so. A nice try there from Gaimin Gladiators, but Liquid, they were all ready for it. They started spacing themselves kind of perfectly as soon as that rotation started coming in, even though he was smoked.
I wonder if that's one of those things where, like, Nisha's just spamming cold snap on the ground, you know?
Probably.
He was super ready for that one.
Yeah, we'll see it again here. Boxy being a distraction up top, and then, yeah, instantly gets the cold snap.
Big plays.
Yeah, let's see that. Boom.
Well, they do manage to bring down Boxy, but of course now, though, having the Aegis on Brood does spell some scary stuff coming forward. Tofu, another good steal, has the Boomerang.
Oh, nice. He's got some good ones.
Quinn turns, wants to get what damage he can. The Bloodstone's there, but he is not strong enough.
He's so fragile. And now the Sunstrike as well, Tofu.
He's got to get the hell out of here. Force staff to the low ground. Celery's nearby. Press the attack, trying to get their Rubik out of harm's way, but right on top of him, Mickey is there. He's still escaping, but will finally be brought down. And Ace,
even more.
He's out too far too. Save your buddy syndrome, trying to help people, and, well, press the attack, trying to escape. Ace does manage to get back into the base.
Liquid just dominating map. They just know exactly how to play versus this. No RP. They have nothing. Quinn way too squishy. He's going to walk into them. They're like, okay. We have so much damage on our draft with this Nisha Invoker, level 15, with this Monkey King with early game item timings, Brigand's Blade, Maelstrom. Yeah, Quinn walks in and just disintegrates.
So I kind of want to get your opinion on this, though. How much of a problem is Duraccio having this heart, like, starting to get his net worth up? Because we've seen some games where Naga Sirens can completely take over. Do you think this is one of those games, or is there always going to be issues for him?
I think there's going to be answers. They have Nisha, who's now even built Shard, so the Meteor cooldown and everything, it does matter. Goes down to like 30 seconds, so he can constantly spam on illusions, and they are going to have a Mjolnir Monkey King, so I think they're going to have the answers for this Naga Siren. If Quinn doesn't start getting a couple kills going his favor, this game might start becoming pretty impossible for them.
All right, we'll have to see. He's getting into that BKB next one, even for the casual cloak.
Okay.
Quinn trying to keep up those levels, trying to get into a position to fight with his team. RP is ready.
See if they can find anything. Zai, he's in already.
Coming in a little bit behind the rest of the team. Celery's right on top of him. Ace looking for his moment, but you can see it's just Zai running in. Nisha, Mickey, they're all so far back. Great positioning.
So tough for Ace to find this initiation.
Yeah, when you have to like clutch out a huge RP, it always feels just really tough for the draft.
Yeah, and you have to have the Lesh kind of near to do the follow-up because your damage is pretty lackluster without Quinn. So you have to have everyone kind of positioned perfectly. And for Quinn, it's a hard game to itemize. You know, you want to be able to, you know, you always want to go your Bloodstone, you want to have your bots, you obviously want BKB, but it's so much mixed damage on the side of Liquid, be it physical, magical, and pure that comes out from Invoker. It's not an easy kind of solution that Quinn has to come up with.
And I'll just say, you know, I don't think that Gaimin Gladiators were shy about the fact that Quinn likes to play Lesh. I feel like this was very well prepared for this team and kind of had an idea and left it in. Ace gets one pullback there. Is it going to be enough to take down Zai? They get the duel, a good chunk of damage, trying to kill him off in time, but the turn is huge. Song of the Siren to try and get everybody else out. Quinn backs away, Mickey's BKB wearing off.
Okay.
So round 2 of this, Ace, he does still have that RP available, looking for his moment, but he gets his blink broken. They get the Force Staff out. They do have a skewer, but he's not going to escape. Meteors drop down, stolen Meteors. Can he turn this one right now onto the Rubik? Disarm for the moment, but the chase is there. The damage is coming out. Quinn trying desperately to survive. He has Bloodstone back up, pops it immediately, but Nisha, his BKB, does too much damage. They kill off Quinn. Dyrachyo left pretty much all alone. They've got a Legion commander nearby, but not going to be a huge amount of help. Can he escape from this one? Press the attack. Tries to run. Do they have the control and the damage for Dyrachyo? It doesn't look like it, but maybe he can turn on to Celery. Does have the root there.
Ace is back.
Can they do anything? They don't have Lash. 25 seconds duel. Pulls him up to the high ground. Ace waiting for somebody to show, but they kill off Boxy, and now pull in Zai. Get the skewer pretty far back and away, but do they have a net anything? Yes.
Aegis, though.
The control is there. Can they kill him a second time? I mean, Monkey King's just left. He's like, you're on your own, bud. But Nisha, Insania, they're still nearby. They find that tornado, the combo. Zai's away.
He's actually okay.
Unreal. Still had Greaves.
He had the bailout. Even though Mick had kind of ditched a little bit, he still had his Invoker and Insanias. Liquid, persistent fighting. They're just battling right through, diving through onto everybody. That song comes out. If that song doesn't come there, it's going to be a 5-0 wipe for the start of the fight. So a good reset there from Gaimin Gladiators, but Liquid, you can start to feel this domination. Quinn just having no way to get back in the game.
esportbet.io odds swinging further and further into the favor of Liquid here. And Celery gets down some good wards. They are out on the map at the very least. I've seen a lot of these Liquid games where the team can't get outside, can't find any avenue to sort of farm on the map. And it does look like after spending a lot of cooldowns and, you know, Ace being around still, they can kind of be out there farming.
Yeah, Liquid had to spend a lot there to just be able to persist fighting. Missing some man on the Invoker. Nisha gonna heal and then be ready to battle again. So Gaimin Gladiators trying to posture during the small timing, but RP still on cooldown, so they do have to be careful how they take the fight.
Another stolen spiders means that Tofu can spread out and get more vision on the map here, scouting a couple of things they might not otherwise be able to.
They've done a good job also with these Force Staffs. We've seen from Celery and from Tofu kind of breaking the bushwhack multiple times. I think they would have lost a lot more heroes if it wasn't for that, as Liquid not able to rely on cooldowns. They're looking to battle. Ace.
Skewer to get out.
Does miss the ice wall there from Nisha.
And you can see, I mean, win probability 61%. Sunstrike's not going to connect there. Still hunting up top.
Ace.
Press the attack, tries to escape the big old hit. And Mickey thinking about chasing here. Celery, he looks like he's going to be the one left behind, although Song of the Siren to interrupt, get in the rest of his team out. What a bud. Carry players using the song to help supports. Will it cost them?
They're on full retreat now, though. Liquid now have a Blink Dagger also, so a real form of initiation, it feels like. Besides just running at them, they have Insania now able to position himself. And now there's no song. Yeah. So now there's no bailout, so Gaimin Gladiators have to be very careful if they posture aggressively.
Listen, guys, I've been very invested in the game for a while. I'm even more invested now.
Oh my god.
Quinn gets caught right at the end, has to BKB and run away. The rest of the team is so far out. Quinn's in trouble. Zai right on top of him. Oh, he doesn't have anywhere left to go. Tries to hide off in the trees. Mickey's right on top of him too. He pops the Bloodstone, but it is not going to last.
Feels
Quinn
like
getting caught.
Feels like Nisha gets these type of plays every single game. The TP is coming out from Quinn and gets caught last second by a tornado from the tree line.
It's like, where was the vision? There's nothing there. He just threw that out. What the hell?
Knew.
Oh, Mickey still hunting. I mean, and now with 30 seconds, no Quinn.
They're just running at them.
Got to get out of here. And force staff from Celery. Another tornado dodges that one. But Mickey right on top of him. The rest of the team nearby. Duraccio, all of his illusions disarmed. Oh, 40 seconds with no song.
And you see those illusions.
Ace?
Oh,
He
Ace
gets hit.
15.
They try to run now. Has Greaves. Pops it. Tries to get away. Ace, he thought about the RP, but
hit
can't
Duraccio.
go for it, and they find Duraccio too. He has to get out of here. Dude, every time they're just bullying him back. In
They
like
know-
perfect position.
They know how to just run at them. They know, like, they need... Gaimin Gladiators needs everything together to try to be able to fight versus Liquid. Liquid doesn't have to wait on cooldowns. They don't need to wait on some tree root, anything like that. Everything is low cooldown based, just super aggressive. And they're timing these things nicely, too. The Alacrity plus Boundless Strike, I've seen it now a couple times. Tons of damage coming in. And now even going to kick the pace up even more, it feels like. Spinner Snare, almost ready for Zai. Almost a Hex for Nisha, too. And Roche is back up, so... Next big moments here. Gaimin Gladiators, can they find any type of opportunity? Any way to get Quinn back in the game?
I mean, it's these pickoffs that really feel like they're hurting the most, right? Because as you said, you need to have all these things in concert on the Gaimin Gladiators draft. Otherwise, you can't fight. You need Ace there. You need Quinn there. I mean, Duraccio is getting stronger. He's got this Orchid done going into an Aghanim Scepter next.
Cool. All right. Got to be able to try to focus fire these BKB targets. Get that net onto them, of course.
But the question is, will it be enough? Will it come quickly enough? And, I mean, are Liquid going to have the answer? So far, it feels like the solution has been there. But they
Ace.
drop down a ward.
Can he find him?
Mickey. Oh, just barely off the mark.
Cuts the other tree. He cut the left one, not the right one. So close to catching Mickey.
Going into the Scotty next, too.
Yeah, like I'm loving the itemization. The Ags on the Brood, I think that's going to close the map even more because they've already been scouting with these annoying spiders. They now have a Hex on Nisha, and yeah, the Mjolnir plus Scotty feels like it's going to be a great answer to the BKBs, the Bloodstone, and those illusions of Naga. So, Gaimin Gladiators, it's going to be a tough time for them.
Nisha ready to jump. Now they do have the press the attack to take it off. Root there onto 2, chasing Tofu. And press the attack backs away. Mickey, he popped his ulti already. Liquid, maybe a little bit premature with their movements. And, well, Gaimin Gladiators now have a window with no Wukong's command.
Yeah, pretty nice. And Duraccio, he's about to have Ags done, so maybe can isolate these BKB targets.
Jumps in,
support.
Boundless Strike onto 2, press the attack. They leave Quinn, he's gonna be fine. Tofu tries to throw the stun back, cut down that tree, backs away. Dude, the Bushwhacks are like so close to just ending everything for Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah, they've been excellent with their 4 stabs, honestly. We've seen it. 4 stabs and Quellings have been saving the day for them.
Well, they're ready again to go with Roche up.
Almost 18 on Duraccio, too. Probably wants to have level 3 Song before this next fight, too.
It just feels like this impenetrable wall of Liquid running at them and then just poking them in the head with daggers and stuff. And then for Gaimin Gladiators, they're waiting for that perfect fight. And if they find it, you can see how all of this can turn around, but otherwise it's just slowly going further and further into Liquid's favor.
Yeah. It feels like if they don't find some type of catch, it's going to be Duraccio versus the world.
Quinn does have that gem, has a BKB ready.
Okay.
Queuing up the Hex next.
Found himself a nice little Cloak of Flames, too, so a little bit tankier for him. But still quite fragile.
And again, needing to find those kills, needing to shut down the farm of Liquid.
And needing to find an RP. Ace just needs to find a big one, but now it seems harder versus the Spinner Snare, too. He might just walk into a web, get his blink canceled, as we've seen time and time again this game.
Ooh. Right on top. They find Celery right at the start of this. He's going to have to BKB right when he comes bound. Buys back.
Ooh.
Do they want to chase this? Looking for anybody. A lift up onto Zai. Ace jumps in. Oh, but he gets stunned. The interrupt was there, and now the Bushwhack, they're keeping him under control. The rest of Gaimin Gladiators can't get there to help, and now with no Ace and no buyback, Liquid, the path is clear. They're going to hunt down, find the Hex. They do have the 4 staff. Press the attack ready. but they won't chase anymore. And Liquid, they just go into Roche?
Yeah, there's no ace. 30 seconds. Again, Nisha, instant cold snap. Unable to get the skewer on top of him. He's so quick every single time. And now level 20 has been hit, so Nisha, the big timing you want is Exort. He's got these really powerful Chaos Meteors that without BKB, most of the heroes will just die. And Quinn doesn't have his 45 seconds.
Could send in illusions, but they find Celery. This is a dieback if he goes down here. Any way to salvage this? Dyrachyo not popping Song, just trying to get out of there, but the Boundless Strike comes out. They find Tofu, will sing now. Quinn goes for the tree break stun, but they're still singing. Ace looking for a moment. RP back onto 2. Can they pull him in? They bring them all toast to Zach. They have enough damage, though. It doesn't look like it. It's not nearly enough. Dyrachyo is going to get eliminated, and they pull them all in for their eventual defeat. Mickey on fire.
Oh, this felt like the inevitable inevitable move that could have happened several times in this game. The song continues while he's stunned. They don't focus fire him, gets BKB off full heal. They get every connection of every spell. As Liquid don't even need the Roche. Looks like it's time to perhaps at least get 1 Rax, maybe even 2 sets.
Dominant performance. They waited for their items. They got all the ones they needed, and now they're ending the game.
Yeah.
This Liquid team is terrified.
They're so good at team fighting. It's so impressive. The way they all play off of each other kind of perfectly, knowing who to catch, who to disable every single time. Yeah, it's beautiful. So it looks like it's just going to be 1 set. Go back to Roche, but they should just be able to get that Roche for free because RP cooldown. And so his actually Song's coming back up in 10 seconds, but don't think Gaimin Gladiators makes it in time.
I mean, it's tough, right? Like, you have a draft that's just so difficult to execute all the points that they need to.
Yep.
You got to end the song when the, stun's coming out from Lesh. You need to RP pull them into the right direction, but make sure that Mickey's under control and dead there at the same time, too. And in the end, you just look at the damage done there, those little dots that were popping up, and it's bigger across the board for Liquid. They're just hitting harder.
They're hitting every spell. And with ease too, like with just like a little bushwhack being thrown, the Wukong's connecting, and Quinn just always just getting deleted.
Oh my god, there it is. Bringing him low. Quinn does pop the BKB, ready to turn this. Now BKBs are getting lower on the rest of them, but Nisha just beats him down. And now Dyrachyo has to escape, wants to get out of there. Can he get any song off? He's not able to get out. Dyrachyo is gonna die to the statue as Mickey continues his marvelous run right into the base. Now looking, Tofu, he's jumping from tree to tree too, but they find another, and GG is called. Liquid looking incredibly strong in this game number 1.
This is just Liquid in a nutshell, it seems like, in this tour. They play their draft almost to perfection, it feels like. We see Gaimin Gladiators, they draft this Naga Siren, this Legion Commander to deal with the Brute.